Okay, we're both in it.
Okay.
Okay, today is June 9th, 2014, and this is my voice about 2 minutes on T.
So I'm 5 hours into my trip in rural Nebraska.
This is my voice 3 days on T. This is my voice 3 days on T.
This is my voice 4 days on T.
This is my voice 5 days on T. This is my voice 6 days on T. This is my voice 1 week on T. Alright, hey, it's Elliott. I am in Michigan at the moment, living with my mom for the next month while I'm on summer vacation. It is, in a couple hours, my 1 week on T, so that's pretty exciting. I don't feel like there have been any significant changes. I've been feeling a lot of placebo changes, I think. Thinking like, oh, my breasts must have shrunk, my voice must have gotten deeper. I mean, I don't know if that's placebo. It feels like I can feel the vibration lower down in my throat, so I feel like that could be legitimate. But overall, I'm mostly just like anticipating more changes to happen, and I want them to happen faster, so I keep looking for them, and I don't think they're actually there yet. Before I got my T shot, and like right when I got my T shot, I was really nervous that I was making the wrong choice, that this wasn't actually the right thing for me, and that I was going to regret this, and that these changes are forever, and all this stuff. But the fact that I kept looking forward to these changes, I think, is pretty telling that this is the right step. The fact that I'm excited for them to happen show that it's the right step. I think the biggest concern that I have is how big of a deal this is going to be for so many people. If I put myself back on that deserted island situation where I think of no one else around me and I think of what I want and just myself, and if this is the right choice for me, if society wasn't a factor, the answer is absolutely yes. There is, holy shit, there is a huge bee next to me. I'm going to relocate. I think it's gone. Alright, cool. So, I think this is, I know that this is the right step for me. I think that all of my concerns are stemming from society. I think that I am nervous to make my friends go through with calling me Elliott and being referred to with male pronouns and stuff like that, because I am somebody who hates being a nuisance on others, and I hate drawing attention to myself in that way, in terms of like being difficult. I hate that, and I know that this difficulty is not something that anybody minds doing. Anybody that actually cares about me doesn't mind going through with this. But I think because it feels like a big deal to me, because, you know, they're having to relearn what to call me, it makes me uncomfortable in that regard. It's really just trying to parse through where my discomfort is coming from and how to digest it and recognize that my discomfort with society is different from going through with transitioning, and knowing that it is what will make me happiest. I think a big reminder of this is the fact that I'm at home and things are going pretty well with my mom right now, and it's realizing that at the end of this trip I'm handing her a letter that tells her I'm trans and tells her that my name is Elliott and I want her to use male pronouns, and I'm going through with testosterone, and I know that that's going to cause some drama in our dynamic, and I'm nervous about that. So I think a large portion of my uneasiness about all of this is definitely because I am living in a place where I know the dynamic is going to change in a matter of weeks. Mentally, I wouldn't say that I like process things any differently or anything like that. I think that comes in like 5 months, 6 months in, but I feel like there's like a tension in my shoulder that is just like weighed down. Before, I used to hate being by myself. I always wanted to be around people. I felt really restless when I was by myself. I didn't know what to do. I was always like in my own head, preoccupied with all these thoughts. And I wouldn't really do anything. I didn't really have many hobbies. And I've come to terms with the fact that the reason why I didn't do a whole lot is because I didn't want to be a woman doing these things. I didn't want to be a woman who skateboarded. I didn't want to be a woman who even went exercising. I didn't want to go out and do these things by myself as a woman, which sounds weird, I think. Maybe not. But now that I've allowed myself to let go of that, which tea has definitely helped in that happening, I've been able to just be present a lot more. I go exercise, I take better care of my body, my skin, my hygiene, because I care all of a sudden. And I am picking up hobbies, like I'm learning how to skateboard and doing things that I've always wanted to learn how to do that never felt quite right before, because it was me as a female person learning these sports or doing these activities. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I don't have any issue with women learning how to do all these activities. It's just, it wasn't right for me. I think I felt a lot of guilt about that because somehow I think I found that to be misogynistic, and I was unclear as to what that meant for me. And this was like all before I realized that I was trans. But now that I've come to terms with the fact that just because I want to do something for me doesn't make it misogynistic, right? Like, just because I want to be a guy doing these things doesn't mean that I believe that it should only be guys doing these things. It's just that's what feels right for me. I never wanted to be a butch lesbian skateboarding. That doesn't mean I'm against butch lesbian skateboarding. That's fine. It just isn't, it's not what I want, and that's okay. And I think I was holding on to a lot of guilt, thinking like, no, like, as a woman, like, there should be solidarity and I should do this and I should be proud to be this butch lesbian doing these things, but it always felt wrong. And that's okay. I don't need to feel guilty about that. It's okay if I would prefer to be a guy doing those things because I feel like a guy. I am a guy. And it still feels weird to say, like, I am a guy because I know I don't pass most of the time. I know that friends are still struggling to use my chosen name over my birth name. I'm not out to my mom yet. And I think that in time, as I see these changes happening socially as well as physically and mentally, it's all going to fall into place. And I'm in a position where I see that happening. I know that that's how it's going to feel. Whereas months ago, it was a lot darker of a place. So it's definitely getting better, and I think the fact that I have these outlets now, you know, learning how to do these hobbies, taking care of myself. I want to learn how to cook. I want to learn how to, like, lift weights and run a 5K or a 10K or whatever. You know, like, I have these goals that I feel like I can achieve and I want to achieve now because I finally feel like I'm getting comfortable in my own skin. So even though the changes are happening slow, I mean, it's only been a week, I would say that there's a lot of personal growth happening, and that's good. And I'm excited to see what more happens in the future. So 1 week on tea, not a lot of changes, but I'm getting to a good place. So that's cool. That's really cool. So as you can see, it is a really beautiful day out, so I'm going to go enjoy the day. Probably in a couple hours, because first I have to go back inside and finish marathoning Orange is the New Black. So, I say so and a lot, I've realized. I'm going to try to cut that out. Finish my sentences. Okay, anyways, I'll catch you guys later.